Hey viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer. And today we're doing one of the first videos I will be making of the rest of the champions. Today we're doing Gangplank. And this game was sent to me by someone who didn't understand that he should put the name of the champion in the title, because otherwise obviously I cannot see which champion it is, and I don't want to open every one of my emails and download all of the replays, because, well, if I do that it's going to be chaos, and I really have no idea how to do that anymore. Well, how to maintain kind of the balance between when people send in their emails and when they get cast.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
So I basically just take the oldest email, open it, see what champion it is, unless it is in the title, of course, because then I can pre-select them, prioritize the champions that I don't have yet. So please think a little bit about what you're sending to me. And also I really enjoy if you can tell me a little bit about the game. I mean, this guy told me a little bit about the game, and that makes me pick your game a little bit sooner, because if I actually know that your game is going to be funny, or you're playing with friends or whatever, then it is easier for me to comment on things. So Frisky Paul here is playing on his own, and he sent me this game, and it is going to be epic apparently, so we'll have to see. Epic is of course one of those overused words in the gaming community. But yeah, hopefully this will be a nice game. So we see what's his name? Oh, come on, Fiddlesticks jungle. And on the opposite team we see a Nunu jungling.
Executed.
And Fiddlesticks apparently has no idea how to work with Fiddlesticks. That's just sad. Come on. So now he has a problem, because now he has to wait to respawn, that's the first. And then he has to walk all the way back, and then he has no help on his blue buff, so he cannot actually start there. And he should probably go for the wolves first. Or, well, he's going for raids first, that's good too. But yeah, you cannot really assume that you're going to do well with a jungler if you haven't practiced enough. So if you have no idea how to do that, and please don't do that in these kind of games where you play with other people against other people. Please just try that in one of the versus AI games, because you can, or one of the custom games I guess, you can jungle your heart out there and nobody cares if you fail. But in this kind of game it is really annoying to see that your Fiddlesticks is up to 4 minion kills at 4 minutes into the game. And there you go. Even Alistar has more. Oh, by the way, I just saw the patch notes video of on the Riot Games channel. They are going to fix the AP ratios on Alistar, or rather lower them a little bit more, and to me that is kind of normal. I mean, he was too strong, and yeah, they buffed him, and now it took them 3 patches to actually work it back to the original levels, or about the original levels. And in the end, all that has changed, I think, or really changed, is his innate ability. And that is a good thing. Well, not that they didn't change anything, because I would have liked to see him viable as an AP champion. And we'll have to see if he is viable as an AP champion. I think now that people actually got to play with him as AP, they will do that more often. He is still very strong, of course, but he's just not one of those champions that you well, that you can just play multiple versions of. So, and I would like to see him more of an AP, but yeah, we'll have to wait for that, as I said. So anyway, we're farming up here. Basically, early game there's not a lot they can do against Gangplank. He is quite tanky, and with the regrowth pendant, he can, well, he can take a lot of, yeah, harass, I guess, without actually being disturbed. So getting ganked here by Nunu, but obviously spotted that with the clairvoyance, and actually not getting out of that. That's a shame. He could have flashed a little bit earlier, but oh come on, they didn't get him. That's just sad. So they get 0-3 right at the beginning, and while he's walking back, let me just discuss some of his new abilities. So instead of having his ult ability, which is the reduced life gain on his targets that he just auto attacks, he now has 7% slow. And he does still have a poison that deals some magic damage. His parlay, it's basically a gunshot, and it is a ranged attack which does some damage, and it does apply on-hit effects such as lifesteal and the slow from what's it called? Oh, it does apply critical strike, and the slow from things like Frozen Mallet. All in all, very useful skill. It also gives you some extra gold if you last hit with it on, well, a minion or a champion. So that makes it an even more useful skill. It has a short cooldown, so I really recommend going this skill in one of the first two. It's either number 1 or number 2 after Raise Morale normally. But if you're being harassed, I guess Remove Scurvy is your number 2 choice, and then this would be number 3. But I normally max this one out first because it maxes out the amount of gold you can get early game. And yeah, I don't play Gangplank a lot, but still I do play him. Getting well, punished for face checking the bush there. Unfortunately surviving that, but his laning partner does not. A lot of damage going off here on the bottom lane, but that's because they are fighting two really strong champions, Xin and Xin Zhao and Akali. Both are very high damage champions, especially early game. Both of them are really overpowered early game, and if Akali gets fed, she is overpowered the entire game. And yeah, they are picking up quite a lot of minion kills compared to, well, I guess these two. But still, as long as you don't feed them too much early game, you should be fine. But yeah, they are a little bit too aggressive against two of these really strong characters. And especially since, well, Alistar really doesn't have a lot of damage. He has a lot of damage, or he has a lot of disrupt, but that really doesn't help out at all. He needs to gank a little bit more to be fully effective, but I guess he doesn't want to, or doesn't know how to. And well, the pirate is really item dependent, so he needs some nice items to max out his damage and to either get into the critical build, so to do a lot of damage with the parlay that way, or to just get attack damage items and some life and life steal. But anyway, enough of that. Hopefully they can hold their lane a little bit better. from now on. Then remove scurvy is basically the skill that is most overpowered on this Gangplank. It removes all of the crowd control effects and it heals, but well, you normally don't use it for the heal unless you're really low and you want to stay in lane, and you aren't in a CC heavy environment like, well, I guess this one is. Akali has a slow, but it's really positional, it's not targeted. Xin Zhao has a pop-up, and that also is affected by remove scurvy. So you use it normally to just get rid of those and to make sure that you can get out. But as I said, it has a heal, so you can also use it as a heal. And then the other main skill, raise morale. He only leveled it once so far, but it is really useful. It gives you additional attack damage and movement speed. And it does give half of the amount you get to all of the surrounding allies at the moment you use it. So it has quite a big range, and you can be kind of a support character in that way, in that you give your allies, your surrounding allies, a little bit of a movement speed boost, as well as a damage boost. And the damage boost is really nice for Alistar, since Alistar, well, he really doesn't have enough early game damage on his basic attacks. So his ultimate then, yeah, he already used it once, but you normally use it to assist other lanes, so it's really hard to catch for me. But I will be scouting around for it, and hopefully we will see it. It's basically a big circle area of effect in which cannonballs fall randomly, and if you're hit by one of the cannonballs, then you get slowed and you get damaged. But I'm not sure if the slow... No, the slow is in the entire area, but the damage is only at the places where the cannonballs fall, so it is really random. And yeah, you can avoid the damage totally if you get really lucky, and you could get hit by like 7 of them. I don't know how many there actually are. It's 7 seconds, so I guess you can get hit by a lot more. But you can get really lucky, you can get really unlucky, and that is what makes it, yeah, bad game design to me. To me it would be better if it was like Misfortunes, Make It Rain, or yeah, it's Make It Rain, in which you see a whole area of effect in which everyone gets damaged. It doesn't rely on getting hit because everything is getting hit. And that makes it more reliable, makes it more skill based instead of luck based, and to me that is better. Also, as you might know, I don't like the critical strike and I don't like the dodge because of the same reason. So again, Alistar getting killed, and once again getting out with the Gangplank. Gangplank now has 2 of the gold items to make up for the fact that he isn't really able to farm, and he's a little bit behind on golds. It is really good to do that. It also makes you, that's the ultimate. So yeah, as you can see, you can get really lucky, you can get really unlucky, and yeah, I don't like that personally. Yeah, Fiddlestick's already up to 0-2, Aurelia 0-2, 0-4 now. Aurelia 0-2, Alistar 0-3, and Gangplank 0-1, and the only one positive is Vladimir here. And yeah, that's not a good start. 3 and 11, so I guess the epicness is still to come. Yeah, they made some early game mistakes. Well, Fiddle at least got killed by a minion, which is, yeah, not really what you should be getting early game, especially with the first minion you kill. I mean, you can always get killed when you're trying to go for the golems in the end of your run, so you run through everything and your blue buff just ran out, and you're going for
Enemy double kill.
oh, again an enemy double kill. Wow, 3 and 13 now. But you can get killed by the last jungle buff you want to, or the last jungle minion you want to kill, because, well, you just underestimate the amount of damage it does or something. But not your first one. That really should never happen. Don't even know what Fiddle... Oh, let me show you this. I keep forgetting that. But yeah, it's something new I've been doing, so I guess I still have to get used to it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I wanted to show, but it's okay. I wanted to know what Fiddle's first item was. Yeah, he started off with Doran's Ring, it seems. Or either that or Boots of Speed. But he really needs to start out with something tanky, so like the
Enemy has been slain.
plot armor, for example. Or at the very least some extra health from Ruby Crystal. So Gangplank doing some nice farming with the Q, even though he cannot get in too closely. And now attempting to last hit against the turrets, which he's doing pretty nicely. Unfortunately missed that one, but still got, I think, about 5 out of 6 he tried. He only missed one at least. So pretty decent. And that's why leveling up the parlay is such a good deal. Especially if you go Brutalizer first. Because Brutalizer reduces the cooldowns, but also adds some damage.
An enemy is unstoppable.
Oh, another kill. 4 to 14 now.
An enemy has been slain.
Finally, they pick up another kill.
An enemy has been slain.
And another one. So are they actually going to come back from 3 to 13? We don't know. Well, at least I don't know. I know he said to me that they were behind all game, but I shouldn't worry too much, because they will pick up the game, but I still don't know if they're going to win or if it's just going to be really close at some point. But yeah.
An ally has been slain.
So far he has been doing a pretty decent job, except for, well, face checking the bush early on. And yeah, really you should stay with your turret here, because you're not going to get out against the Kali. But at least he got rid of, wow, he got rid of Xin Zhao pretty early on, because he couldn't follow.
Your turret has been destroyed.
And is Xin Zhao actually going to get killed here? Oh no.
An ally has been
The turret was
slain.
destroyed, and unfortunately the minions don't do enough damage to finish him off. So apparently running away from the Akali was the right choice, even though she didn't take enough of the tower shots now and didn't get killed. But I think he would have gotten killed the other way too, so he wouldn't get the kill anyway. So nice choice to just run away. In a game situation I would probably run away as well, because it just feels more natural to run away. But it's not always the best choice. So some hefty minions here, and if he can pick all of these up, that would mean a lot of gold, and he is missing a few. Especially since he has Q up, he shouldn't miss that many. But still,
An ally has been
he
slain.
got quite a lot of gold from that. And Fiddlesticks once again getting killed. And unfortunately he just got a kill, so now he's worth 300 gold again. I mean 0 and 6 you're worth like 50 gold. I don't know what the new numbers are, I still need to check that, but it's a lot of work. But I think it's about 50. Vladimir being really tanky here. Even though he doesn't really have anything to boost his health or his armor, magic resist, survivability kind of thingy. He's just doing a good job lifestealing, I guess. Already a surrender vote, wow. 7 to 19, yeah, we saw earlier surrender votes than that in previous games. And they seem to be outmatched. So let's see what we vote here. I want to vote no. You voted no. So it didn't count my vote obviously. But he did vote no. Because otherwise the game would be over and there's nothing epic about that. But he still might come back and get 8 kills here. That would be epic. I mean, he is farming up pretty well. But 7 to 21, that's pretty hard to come back from. So, on the second place here overall, nobody on the enemy team over 100, and they have 162 on Vladimir. So that means that Vladimir is probably the best fed character in this game. So again, they lose the turrets, they lose 3 kills, and it's 8 to 23. Wow. And Gangplank doing the only sensible thing, which is killing as many minions as he possibly can. Not getting out there to kill stuff, just staying close enough to kill all of the minions, get a lot of gold, and then hopefully get some late game items that will actually help him get some kills. But it is a really big deal if your jungler fails as hard as this. I don't know why he just didn't pick up these jungle minions, but it's fine. There's a lot more here, I guess. He can get a lot more gold here. And I would have definitely used the ultimate to get it, well, to get just some easy last hits, and to be able to run into the jungle and well, get some additional gold there. Because the faster you farm, the more you can get. But yeah, 105 seconds or 106 seconds cooldown, that's a lot. That's not something you want to waste early game, I guess. But he hasn't used it in quite a while. And by now he would have been halfway through the cooldown, so guess that would be good too. Yeah, not helping out with this ultimate here. He could have slowed this Akali and prevent her from escaping that easily. But yeah, I mean, he knows what he's doing probably. He played Gangplank at least more than I did, because I have played him, well, once in a while, but not very often. And Xin Zhao is always very scary. Xin Zhao not building attack damage, but attack speed instead. That just seems strange. Because he already has attack speed in one of his skills. I think the first level is 20% increased attack speed. And that would mean... oh, apparently Nunu didn't know that you can preempt or prematurely use your ultimate. Or stop your ultimate. Why didn't he use his ultimate? I don't know. I don't know. This guy is not playing the best ever. And unfortunately, yeah, he gets killed for that. But are they going to pick up this kill? Very nice. Nicely done by Fiddle. And yeah, it costs him another life, but 0-3. it's still pretty decent if we see all the other numbers. He is definitely the best, or the second best on this team. And even Vladimir died quite a lot, even though he is pretty tanky, but he got a lot of kills as well, so shouldn't complain about that. And is he going to steal this? Come on, use your ult there. He is going to steal the blue buff, very nice. But he could have gone in with the ultimate and gotten the kill on Xin Zhao, who is very low life and very low mana now. That's probably why he wants the blue buff in the first place, because he was low mana. And yeah, if he used the ultimate there, so Fiddlesticks, then Gangplank, who was watching the fight, that's why we saw the health bars, could have used his ultimate to do some additional damage and make it even harder to escape for the Xin Zhao, because he would get slowed. So they lost their red buff, and yeah, it is 12 to 27 now, so that's a little bit better than the 8 to 24 or something that we saw earlier. But it's still not good enough to win, I guess. They didn't get the... yeah, he should have done that earlier to try to steal Dragon. You really need to try to maximize your the use of your ultimates as a team. And yeah, this Nunu's dead. So getting 2 kills there. Very nice, very nice. That means a lot of gold, 1700 gold now. Going for Infinity Edge here. And Infinity Edge is a really nice thing to have because it triggers critical strike on your Q. But it also does get you a lot more damage on your Q and well, on your basic attack obviously. And also, no, not on your ultimate. Your ultimate is AP. I don't know why, but it is. So, yeah, cards is here being very annoying as always. And yeah, not a whole lot of other things going on. He did get to do some pretty decent damage on the Cartus, but still. So we see this guy running in here, so the Nunu. He's probably going for the blue buff or something, because it might still show up on their screen as being available. And yeah, he's no longer here. And he didn't go for the wolves either. So he went somewhere else. And wow, this is a lot of minions and nobody's getting them. Eventually they do, but they always do. So they're still 15 kills behind, but at least they are coming back a little bit. And he got 2 kills, so I guess if he can keep this up and just get some more kills, that would be an impressive feat in and of itself, because they were really far behind. Yeah, he really has to try to assist here. Nice ultimate. Nice ultimate by Fiddle as well, and the whole team is there, except for Gangplank, who was on the other side of the map when this happened. But he's there now as well, and he can use his raise morale to give everyone movement speed to chase everyone, so all of the enemies, but not going to happen. I really are starting on Baron here, which I'm not sure if that's a great idea. But now they are all joining in the fight. 2 of the enemies dead, so they're pretty safe. There's nothing the enemy can do, and if they do come, they should stop doing the Baron, yeah, and kill this guy. But yeah, Alistar not paying attention because that's really Alistar's job to do the headbutt into Pulverize, and then by then the whole team will have joined. Oh wow, that was a lot of damage. That was 632 damage. Yeah, you should really get some magic resist for that, because, well, as everybody on my channel should know by now, you should have at least one defensive item on any character, whether it's a tank or a carry or a support. At least one defensive item, and health regen is not defensive, and lifesteal is not defensive. Yeah, this is not a good fight. So after they came back a little bit, they are now losing it again. They got 3 kills for 0 first, and now they lost 2 for 0. So I guess their comeback is kind of at a halt here. And hopefully they can turn it around. But the main problems are Akali and Xin Zhao, the 2 bottom laners. Wow, a lot of damage going off there. Probably critical strike. And there we go. Getting another kill. Very nice. And probably get some needs to get some damage on the champions that were ulted by Vladimir. And I think that was only Lee Sin, in fact. So Dragon is already done by the opponents. And yeah, we see some heavy action mid, as in 4 of them are mid. Here's number 4, in case you didn't see him. And well, I think 4 of the enemies are mid as well. So basically a little bit of a stalemate there. And wisely going back to jungle, or going to jungle. But yeah, getting more gold is always preferred over just standing around in middle and sharing the experience with 4 champions. But they should really go get this dragon, while one of them holds middle lane. And apparently that task is for Gangplank here. He should try to monitor this region, because we now don't know where Akali went, and she apparently went in here. Wow, 3-4 enemies die here, and the last one is over here, and he is going to get killed by a simple Q. There we go. So, a complete ace for only 1 champion. That is an excellent job on the entire team, and they get a free dragon. And I haven't got the timing on oh, sorry. Haven't got the timing on Baron. But they might get a free Baron as well, if it actually... no. Probably not going to work in the next 20 seconds. But that was an excellent fight, even though they didn't see Akali coming. And if he had just stood here instead of all the way back here, he would have seen Akali go in, and he would have been able to cut her off by going this way, and then joining the team fight a little bit earlier, making it even easier to get the kills. Because obviously he does a lot of damage. With Trinity Force and Infinity Edge, yeah, you do a lot of damage. And yeah, we see a little bit of lag in the replay. So what's he waiting for? He's waiting for something that costs 1200, I guess. And as you can see, the gold goes up quite quickly with 2 of the gold items. Okay, selling one of them to go for Executioner's Calling. Not a item we see a lot. It is still a pretty decent item. Well, I've actually never seen it in a game. I bought it myself a few times just to try it out. It has the reduced healing and regeneration which Gangplank used to have, well, just as a innate ability. But it makes it easier to fight champions like Vladimir. Well, obviously any team with Soraka in it, or Sona. And Italy, I guess. And yeah, I don't know why they removed it from Gangplank. Maybe it just wasn't working out. Maybe it was too much of a counter against certain champions, but not against most of the others. I don't know. By the way, in the patch notes there was an interesting remark about the wards. You can now use wards to stop the Powerball from Rammus and things like that. And they are actually going to remove that. So you cannot actually use them to block enemy spells or enemy movement. And that is quite a big change, even though for normal players like me it doesn't make too much of a difference, but in the high ELO games that was used quite a bit. And it is going to make a decent change in the gameplay against these champions. Yeah, I don't know. So not doing anything here. The whole team is just standing around a bit, gaining a little bit of experience. And yeah, the enemy now going for Baron, it seems, but they do have another ward here, so not too much of a problem for now. And they should probably go do something instead of just waiting around, because here we see 3 champions and here we see 2 champions just standing around. Vladimir was the only one doing anything. And come on, engage. Alistar, do something, dude. Is he building AP or what? No. He should really just go in and not care whether he gets killed. So, nice engagement there. We didn't see a lot of it, but it was a 4 against 1, so once again getting a free Baron this time. And yeah, I was just a little bit annoyed by the fact that Alistar didn't use any of his skills to do anything. He could have disabled every one of them because they were grouped up so nicely. Vladimir doing a good job of drawing them in, basically baiting them and kiting them towards his team. With his pull he was still pretty safe. It only lasts for like 2 seconds, but still. It slows them, it makes you untargetable, and basically it saves you from these kind of ganks. And yeah, they were really fortunate that the whole team was there, because otherwise Vladimir would have just died and nothing would have happened. So now basically the initiation of the fight was because of the ultimate of Gangplank. Because that slowed everyone and that made them able to surround the enemy and focus down the weak ones. But then they disengaged because, well, Alistar didn't do anything. That's a shame. I mean, having a good Alistar is a game changer. And having an Alistar that goes, I don't know, 2 and 6... well, that's not too much of a problem. The problem was more that he was 0 and 5 or something in the laning phase. And yeah, he's going some AP with Doran's Ring and Abyssal Scepter, where he could have better gone Philosopher's Stone and Frozen Heart as the 2 early items, and then yeah, I don't know, doesn't matter. The Abyssal Scepter is still a really good item because it gives sort of a magic penetration to all of the surrounding allies. So it basically gives everyone some additional magic penetration. And since Vladimir is the most fed on the team and he does magic damage, that's nice. Nice to have. He also has the Frozen Heart, which is also very nice to have. It completely well, demolishes the damage done by Xin Zhao. Akali's suiciding in there, hoping to get the dragon. Didn't actually get the dragon, and that makes it even better for them, and they actually have a chance to come back. Because they're now 7 kills behind. They are definitely the ones pushing, because they have this lane pushed, they are pushing this lane, and this lane shouldn't be too much trouble to push. Someone should go do that, by the way. But they already have an inhibitor, of course, and yeah, they should be pushing both of the side lanes. Akali getting out there at pretty low life, Karthus getting killed, and Nunu getting killed as well. Nice job on the team, and they now can get... oh wow, they get another free kill, and they get 2 turrets here and a Nexus, because there's no way they can hold this. So very nice play. You can see, even though you're behind on kills, that doesn't mean you're going to lose, because it's all about the gold. And the team farmed up quite nicely, especially Vladimir, by the way. And they did some nice comeback here. So indeed, very good game. Thank you for sending it to me. And thank you for sending me a champion that I actually didn't have yet. So that's it. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to rate the video. GG.